John, I have a lot of problems. It was chicken that made my daughter pregnant. Everything was so good that it led to the next thing. Rodney Dangerfield's quick one-liners about how bad his life was made Johnny Carson laugh more than almost any other comic. I want two girls at the same time at my age. They have each other to talk to if I fall asleep. What's new with you? These are the funniest jokes Rodney Dangerfield has ever told about Johnny Carson. The dad who works too much. I have a lot of work to do. Yes. As you may know, my dad worked too much. Really? Yes, of course. You talked about work. He got drunk. Yes, I did. When I stopped drinking for good, I joined Alcoholics Anonymous. Yes. I still drink. I have a different name. That's all. It's because I drink too much, I tell you. Too much. It was pee that I gave to my doctor. It had an olive in it. He says, my father was a workaholic, which is the opposite of the usual praise about a hardworking dad. He got drunk because you brought up work. He said, that reversal hit so fast the audience didn't see it coming. The husband cut him off. But let me tell you something, my wife does scream, oh, when I walk in on her. You can't be serious. I know that my wife is seeing someone else. The bird always tells me, quick, out the window, when I get home. I can't relax for you in my house, my house. I bought a dog. I can't stand him. We call my dog Egypt because he is stupid. He always leaves a tower in each room. He sets it up like a normal bedroom joke and then hits my wife when we're alone, especially if I walk in on her. Carson laughed out loud when he said, Rodney beat himself with one punch. The Cliff Runner. My wife passed the driving test. She was glad. 18 out of 20 for him. Two guys did jump out of the way. It starts out as nice fatherly advice on how to fly a kite, but then it turns into he told me to jump off a cliff. Johnny laughed and said, that picture is so silly it looks like a cartoon. The body in the water. I tell you, I don't get any breaks. Gamblers Anonymous took me in. I didn't make it even though they gave me 2-1. He talks about how tough the neighborhood is and then adds, I bought a waterbed. At the bottom, I found a guy. Carson said that the punchline was clear enough to picture the frozen wife right away. It's like the Dead Sea to my wife. Hey, I found out that I have twice a year. Yes. Someone insults her by saying, my wife is cold, and then her side of the waterbed freezes. This is what Johnny told his friends, one sentence, one image, one clean escalation. Roger, the bridge club jumper, is that person. My wife joined a bridge club for me last week. I'm going to jump next Tuesday. I mean, it was hard last week. Are you joking? I looked at my family tree last week. It was being used by 2 dogs. He takes a normal my wife signed me up setting and blows it up perfectly. The request was rejected. I told her not to laugh behind my back the other night. I won't, she said. On the other side is the funny stuff. He says, don't laugh behind my back, which is a great power play between a married pair. She told me she could laugh anywhere. Carson laughed and said Rodney has lost twice. 2 times, once in the request and once in the answer. The doctor is waiting. Even my doctor doesn't help. Do you know, Dr. VD Bum? What is he doing? I called last week. He asked me what was wrong. Hold on. I have too much to say. I met a lovely young woman back there once. I'll pay attention to what she says. I told my doctor I had diarrhea, he says about a gross problem. I was put on hold. Okay. Death, where is your sting? Oh, you're now reading old books, huh? Don't you know your Shakespeare? Yes, of course. Debette did say that, right? I believe Nicky Puppa said that. Pump up. But he's my lawyer. Good lawyer. A great lawyer. His rape charge was dropped in favor of camping. The punch shows how Rodney treats rudeness as if it's nothing out of the ordinary. Johnny tries to stay calm, but he can't. Carson let his staff know. Rodney is the only one who could make being held up that funny. People in the crowd scream at how silly it is. Rodney does a great job at showing how humiliated he is. Jack said the doctor doesn't even act like he cares. Everyone has been put on hold, so the joke works. Rodney finds Dr. Indifference funny. The accident at the nobody home. What a pretty girl. Girls, you say no. I now have a new line. What is that? I hang out with a girl. I told her in a soft voice, I got a gun. Does that win them over? Yes, of course. Girls, let me tell you something. I never get lucky. No way, Johnny. You know that because I bought a beach ball girl. A baby was born to me. He sets up a very old story. A girl called me and said, come on over. No one's home. This sounds like a good offer. I went over. There was no one home. The literal result is that it falls apart into pure loneliness. I could hear the Fool of the Loon guys laughing this morning when I put on my underwear. It's always been that way. Don't get girls. Don't get girls. Johnny laughs out loud at how stupidly easy it is. Carson said that the end is very honest. Rodney's face shows how upset he is. People really like how relevant the disaster is. For example, Johnny told his friends, only Rodney could ruin a possible hookup. Rodney can't win, even if it looks good, as the joke shows. Carson keeps laughing even after the joke is over. The list of psychiatrists. I'm like the other guys in my family. They were not clever. They were stupid. My Swiss uncle, on the other hand, got the Dangerfield. He got a job as a yodeler. He forgot the words. Yee-ee-ees. Hey you, hey you. He says things like, I told my wife I was going to see a psychiatrist, which sounds like a confession. She said she had appointments with a therapist, 2 plumbers, and a bartender. I was told to wear a brown tie. I'll tell you, I had a rough week last week. Yes, I also broke up with my therapist. He told me I'm crazy. He said, if you don't mind, I'd like a second opinion. Okay, you're ugly too, he said. The laugh is the speed with which things get worse and more ridiculous. Johnny only makes it through this setting before he starts to cry. Carson told his staff that she is living a show behind his back. With each job, the list gets funny. Rodney timed the increase just right. Johnny stated, 2 plumbers is what kills me. Rodney's wife has a better life than he does, as shown by the joke. Carson likes how the details make it harder to land. The tooth counter. My wife, I want to make a lot of money. I eat out every night. You can't cook. She can't cook at all. I promise I don't brush my teeth after dinner at my house. I keep track of them. He changes an attack into my wife as a terrible cook after dinner. I count my teeth instead of brushing them. It's very clean and ends with a great word. People in the crowd scream at the image. You know what's wrong with me? I'm calling on everyone who can't help me in any way. To be honest, I don't get any respect from anyone. I did go to McDonald's the other day. They said I didn't deserve a break. Carson said that counting teeth is a very Rodney thing to do. Rodney's delivery makes you feel sick to your stomach. Johnny keeps laughing as the next setup happens. She can't do anything right, as shown by the joke. Carson told his friends that chef's kiss is the funny word. Rodney's face shows that he is really hurting. The joke is short, which Johnny likes. The crowd really likes how clear the picture is. He told her, you can picture him counting. Rodney makes bad food sound like it could kill you. The hotel caller, I'm fine now, but you should know that I was having a rough week. Yes. My wife smashed the car last week. She hurt a deer. It was at a zoo. My wife passed her driving test, I see. She was glad. 18 out of 20. Two guys did jump out of the way. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. His wife likes to talk during closeness last night, so he acts like it's just a weird bedroom detail. She called me from a stay-in. The laugh comes from realizing all of a sudden that the whole plan was a trick. My wife, you know what? There's always something. I called her up not long ago. I replied, well, honey, I've been thinking about the last time we had. I'm getting. Who is this? She asked. Johnny blows up because he doesn't see it coming. Carson told his staff that Rodney lied about not being there until the very end. With each word, the crowd screams louder. Rodney's face doesn't change at all, like it's not a surprise. Hey, neither did my wife. She wakes up just as I leave. For example, I told her the other night, don't laugh at me behind my back. I won't, she said. On the other side is the funny stuff. Rodney's pain makes you laugh. This is funnier because Carson's shock can be seen. The joke became famous right away. Johnny told his staff, play that video over and over again. Rodney shows that marriage is the best thing for him. Douglas Adams said, nobody does self-deprecation better. The audience can connect to the nightmare. Johnny talks about it over and over again during the show. Deadpan by Rodney really brings out the sadness. He told his friends, that joke is Rodney in one sentence. The turn of 20 years. There's a diamond police officer. Have been a police officer for 20 years. Johnny needs to remember that he's a police officer. Brings his work with him. It's not funny. Loves his wife very much. He tells her to stop. That's bad, that is. That's not good. That's what you mean. It's really bad. But I guess the most important thing is that you are healthy. John, you already know that. I know you already said that, but tennis. You need to stop playing tennis for a while. Tennis is really good. Play tennis when you're fit again. It's great. I don't play tennis. Tennis is not my game. You should know that I'm not very good at tennis. Yes. Tennis, you have to be rich and from Connecticut, you know. Hello, we're taking Dad's car. That's the price. I really can't as short a joke as it can get. My wife and I were married for 20 years and were very happy. After that, we met. When you say the punchline, just 3 words that change the whole meaning of the sentence is very important. Johnny almost gets up from his chair. The crowd thinks about it for a second and then goes crazy. Rodney's face shows that he knew it was going to kill someone. After Johnny said 3 words, we met. That is brilliant. The joke is a great example of how less is more. Carson says it over and over to himself. Rodney makes getting married sound like a terrible idea. Friends of Johnny said, that's the best marriage joke ever. The crowd screams at how simple it is. He said, the reversal is so clean. Rodney's delivery gives the joke room to grow. Johnny likes it when words are used sparingly. In 12 words, the joke shows Rodney's whole marriage. Johnny can't stop laughing in between. Rodney can time a joke so well that it becomes famous. Carson said to his friends, Rodney is great at one-liners. The joke always works. Who changes names? I've finally stopped drinking too much. Did I tell you that I joined Alcoholics Anonymous? Yes, I still drink. I just go by a different name. That's great. I'm having trouble because I drink too much. Too much. It was pee that I gave to my doctor. It had an olive in it. He sells it like a proud I joined